Hello, if anyone's out there, we're going to start in about 10 minutes. And I don't know if you can see into the distance, but there are probably 2 to 3 pods of dolphins, and they're just swimming by the light. So check it out, and I'll be with you shortly to start our Ba Duan Jin Qigong practice. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm Shauna from White Crane Qigong, and I'm out here on this beautiful Sunday morning in this gorgeous place where I live. Hopefully, you can see me okay. I know I've got the sun right behind me, but it's always nice to train by the water. So, for anyone who's joining us for this Qigong session this morning, this is the practice of Ba Duan Jin. This is a very ancient classical Qigong practice that has its roots in medical Qigong. There's 8 different forms to the practice, and essentially the idea with this practice is that your whole body will just feel like silk afterwards. If you were to do this practice every day, it would help to bring you back into optimal health. And with Qigong, our practices aren't just for physical health. This is mental, emotional, and spiritual. So if you're watching today, please leave me a message. Let me know where you're from, what you would like to see. I'm going to be doing a live every week. And the idea is I'd like to continue with this practice because if you were to be able to memorize muscle memory, mental memory, this practice, and if you were to do it, say, every second day at least, you would be able to improve how you feel, your confidence, self-esteem, your motivation, your drive, and of course, your health on every level. And I can tell you that life is better when you feel good. I used to have a really awful life because I didn't look after myself and I had no confidence. And through doing these practices and this training for many years now, it's completely transformed my entire world and all for the better. So, a couple of things before we start. If you haven't done these practices before, that's totally fine. I'm going to talk you through this whole practice. You want to be able to relax. Anytime that we're stiff, our joints are locked, we're blocking the flow of qi or life force in our body. And that is where we get all kinds of problems. I'm just going to turn an adjustment on my mic here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. And hopefully that'll knock down the wind a little bit. So anytime we're stiff, tight, this blocks the flow of energy. And when your energy is blocked, through our limbs, this constricts the energy flow to our vital organs and your whole body. And this is how disease and illness start. So this practice this morning, I'm going to take you through a very quick warm-up because Ba Duan Jin is such an overall thorough practice, but we will open up the meridians of the body. So these are the energy pathways that your acupuncturist would use, and they're the gateways that our energy flows through. So relaxing. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is that with these practices, this isn't like yoga where you're really going to push yourself. You want to go to about 70% of your capacity. And this way, you're not going to lean in too far. We don't strain our joints at all. If anything doesn't feel right, just don't do it or ease up on the practice. We want to work our muscles, tendons, and ligaments, but we do not want to put any strain on the joints whatsoever. So do keep that in mind. And another lovely principle about these practices is to have an inner smile. Life can be really serious, so this morning we're just going to take it easy, watch the dolphins go by and all the beautiful birds here and this amazing scenery on this beautiful autumn day here in Australia. So I live in the southern hemisphere. The organs that we would really be focused on in autumn are the lungs and the large intestine. And for those of you in the northern hemisphere, you're going into spring, or we've just had the equinox, so you're in spring, and your focus is going to be on the liver and the gallbladder. So what happens in spring? We tend to grow outward, upward, we expand. It's the beginning of the expansion outward. And in our southern hemisphere here, we're in the beginning of the contraction inward. So you're moving into yang, and we're moving into yin energy. All right, remember to leave me a message. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if you'd like me to take this deeper. There is actually a whole course I could run online that will help you to completely transform your life. So I'm seriously contemplating making this as a 10-week program that you can do with me online, and then we'll have a weekly Qigong session and we'll follow this up with a study session. So if you're interested or you have other ideas you might like me to pursue, please let me know. All right, let's get started. With our practice, your stance is of utmost importance. Anything that's in alignment tends to have a flow. Think of it like the gears in your car. If they're out of whack, they're not going to smoothly flow together, and this is going to make it impossible for you to move forward. And it's the same with our energy. We want it working in alignment, nice and flow. So right about where my ponytail is, you're going to imagine that you have something, we call it a golden cord, descending from the heavens that's going to literally hold up your head. So as I'm doing this, you might want to tuck your chin in just slightly, and you'll feel the whole back of your neck open. This allows this blood flow through the spine. We also want to keep the knees unlocked. So for anyone who's new, this might feel a bit weird to start with, but you're actually going to just soften through the knees. And you want to imagine that so we don't want the bum sticking out, and we don't want it pulled in too far. You want to be nice and straight up and down. A good rule is shoulder, hip, and your ankle. You should be line, and the feet are really connected to the earth. With our practices, we're drawing up the dense, beautiful yin energy of the earth, and we're pulling down this expansive, amazing, beautiful yang energy from the sky. And we want to have both of these circulating through our body. If I do this during the practice, this is not part of the practice. There's lots of ants out today, so just so you know in advance. Allow yourself to soften, let your shoulders relax. This is where we carry a lot of tension and our burdens. For most of you, it'll be Saturday night, so just try to let go. This practice will help you sleep. And we're going to start with the breath. I like to have one hand below the navel on my lower dantian here, and one hand up at my heart. This way I can feel the air and the energy move up and then down. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose for the practice, but for these 3 initial breaths, we're going to breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And you might want to have a sigh and just relieve some tension. You might notice, like I do, how much more relaxed you feel already. We're just going to release that top hand, bring it down on top of the other. Generally speaking, for women, your left hand is over your right, and men, it's the opposite, the right hand over the left. But always make sure when you're doing these practices, you're comfortable. If we're not comfortable, your mind gets distracted. We want to keep our attention within the body. Release your hands. We're going to lean into the right leg, pick up your left heel, step out to the left about shoulder width apart. Your feet are straight out in front of you. Again, same principles apply. Knees are soft, shoulders relaxed, and you've got that line down the side. One thing I really see with a lot of my students, and this happens to me as well, there's a tendency to lean back, to want to be nice and up and straight. Place a little bit more weight into the tips of your toes and the ball of your feet, and just allow your spine to open. And it might feel like you're leaning a little bit forward, but that is preferable to arcing back. All right, so we're in position. Now, please forgive me, I cannot see my screen at all. So hopefully the sound is good and this is coming out okay for you. From this position, we're going to open up our energy gates. So we're going to turn the hands out, breathe in and come up overhead. As we begin this practice, you want to start drawing your energy back to you. Where have you left it this week? Was there a situation, a person, something that happened where you've left some of your mental attention? Bring it back to you. Even if it's just for the duration of this practice, just make it a point to be here in this moment for yourself. We do 3 nice breaths. Call our energy back to us. And then we're going to release the hands down. I'm going to get rid of these ants. And we're going to start a very quick warm-up. So with your feet nice and anchored, we're going to turn from side to side. And you're tapping either side of the lower dantian. And towards this region, which is your kidney area. So this practice is often referred to as knocking on the door of life. We're working a point called, or stimulating a point called Mingmen, which is related to the kidneys, which are very interconnected with your vitality. Breath is just natural throughout this practice. Remember to breathe. I know often when I'm in my Tai Chi sessions with my instructor and I'm really focused, sometimes I'm like, oh, I've got to remember to breathe. It's normal. When we're focused or trying or stressed, the breath is the first thing to suffer. Now you're just going to let your arms float out. Let that energy settle. You'll probably feel it into your fingertips. And come to a stop. Let's loosen up these shoulders a little bit. You're going to turn your palms out. Breathe in. Fingertips touch the top of the shoulders. You're going to notice my lower half stays anchored, but we're really going to circle through the elbows, and you'll feel this through, hopefully, your muscles. We work through the shoulders. Keep those knees unlocked. Try to have that inner smile. We're going to go back the other way. Now we're opening up through the front of the body. Nice little massage for the heart. I know it's hard in these times, but the more you can keep your heart open, the more love and joy we put into the world and we receive back out. We're just going to let the arms float back down. From here, you're going to take your hands in front of your heart in prayer. Lower half of the body stays where it is. We're going to move the hands one way and the hips will stay the other. We'll take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to slide one hand down and turn, and as though you're pushing to the side. Then we're going to breathe in, soften through the knees. You're anchoring the tailbone. Breathe out, push to the other side. Soften, really good for the kidneys. If you're doing this in the evening, take it nice and gentle. You don't want to amp up your energy too much before you go to bed. This will make it hard to sleep. We're going to do one more, either side. This is a very popular place for dog walkers, and there's this absolutely gorgeous dog walking past me. Hands will turn out, and you're going to allow them to float down. I'm going to get rid of these ants. Always stay in position. Our final little we'll do two more little warm-ups. You're going to bring your hands on your hips, and we're going to come into hip rotations. Imagine you still have your head connected to the sky. It's like it's being held up. You don't want to be looking down. Keep your spine in alignment. Knees stay soft. I can feel this across the whole base of my feet. Really good for opening up through the lower dantian, getting the energy flowing up. Next time you come back to center, we're going to go back the other way. If you're new to Qigong or Tai Chi, we always work both sides of the body equally. This helps to bring us back into balance on every level. Please let me know through your comments if the sound is okay. I'll have a look when we're finished. If there's anything you think I could improve on, I always appreciate that. Back up to center. Release. Our final little warm-up today, this is one I do every day. This is the practice of shaking. The only rule with this practice is to keep the balls of your feet connected to the earth or the floor and all of your joints nice and soft, and we're just going to bounce. Let everything go. This is a very ancient shamanic practice for nervous system reset. You can release through the breath. I have the real privilege of teaching at a rehab center, and this is one of our favorite practices, and we always have a bit of a yell, and I'm sure one day the roof is going to come off that place. Whatever you're holding on to, it's taking up space, so let it go. Maybe you want to raise your arms up. Just shake it out. This is going to draw all the latent chi to the surface, and then whatever is ready to go will just be released. If you get tired doing this, just have a little break. Keep going. We're going to go for another maybe 30 seconds or so. So think of this as like if you take a can of pop or soda and you really shake it, you get all that fizz, and then when you pop the lid, it just releases. To me, that's what this practice does. It takes all that fizz and fuzz that you don't need, and it releases it, and it leaves you with vibrant energy. All right, we'll slow down. So notice. Maybe hands tingling. Maybe you just feel a bit more alive, awake. I can feel the energy just moving through my whole body. Another very potent practice in Qigong is just standing. We're just going to stand here for a moment, let this settle. Do a quick body scan. As you're standing here, can you get a sense in amongst all the energy that you're feeling, that what it is to be you? Can you identify that feeling or sensation that you know is yourself? We're going to start attuning inward. Life happens inside out. We think it's coming at us, but it's our frequency or our vibration that we embody, which is whatever is in this vessel, is what's going out and then attracting to you. All right, let's start our practice of Ba Duan Jin. To begin, we're going to bring the feet back together. Knees soft, feet, knees, hips in alignment. Let your shoulders relax. Remember, crown of the head, so your spine is nice and long. We're going to bring the hands to the heart in prayer. I always like to do a little bow to the masters who have come before us, to thank them for these beautiful practices. And then you'll pull your fingertips apart. We're going to breathe out, and you're going to use your hands to just draw down. Hands will come by your sides. Create a little space under the armpits, maybe like you have a tiny egg or a ping pong ball. And your hands, you want to have your fingers a little bit of space between, maybe like you have a marble or something between them. And your hand has a natural curvature. So just imagine you have an eye in each palm, and you want your hands to be open, not stretched, just expanded. And you'll have them like this for the practice, okay? All right, hands down by the sides. We're going to lean into the right leg, step out to the left, shoulder width apart. Then you're going to take your hands, we're going to breathe in, draw this energy up to the chest, turn over, and breathe out. Remember to smile. Enjoy the practice. Breathing in, breathing out. This helps to encourage diaphragm breathing, settle the chi. I'm hoping it's not going to rain. Breathing out. We're going to start our first form. 2 hands hold up the heavens. Starts the same. Breathe in. We're going to come all the way up overhead this time. Palms will turn up to face the heavens. Elbows back. You want to be open through the chest. And we're going to breathe out and release down. 2 hands hold up the heavens. Regulates the sanjiao. Doing 2 more. Breathing in. Sanjiao is the triple heater. Helps to regulate the temperature, moisture in your pores, and also how we relate to other people. Release out. Find your own pace with this. We're going to regulate 3 times and release. Now for this practice, we will step out into Ma-bu or horse stance. If this feels too difficult for you, or if it's very late at night, just stay in this posture. Release. If you are stepping out, we're going to breathe in and cross the hands over the chest. Forearms are not touching. You're going to lean into your right leg, and we'll step out to the left. all the principles apply. Tailbone anchored. You don't have to come out this far. Feet straight out in front. This form is known as pulling the bow to shoot the golden eagle. Whatever hand you have on the outside will make a fist. The inner hand, you're going to be making this L-shaped mudra. We breathe in. We're going to pull this back as though you're pulling on the bow. We breathe in, you turn to look over your shoulder, and we pull back, opening through the chest. Then as you breathe out, you're going to soften, and the opposite hand will cross in front. Then we'll breathe in and pull back again, opening up through the heart, the lungs, and working the liver chi. So think of heart, passion, fire, vitality, and joy. Lungs, inspiration, to breathe in life. Liver, believed to be the home of our inner vision. I'm going to do one more either side. Breathe in and expand. Allow yourself to open. Last round. Come back to center. If through any of the forms your legs get tired, just come up, don't lock your knees, have a little rest. We're going to turn the hands over, sweep out in front, float back down, and you're going to inch, heel, toe, and this will bring you right back to Wuji. We'll regulate the chi. Breathing in, release. We've already done 2 of the 8 forms. Breathing in, release. One more time. Next form, separating heaven and earth. You're going to breathe in up to the chest. One hand will turn to face down. We're going to breathe in to pull apart. One hand up over the head, the other down by your side. Remember to keep knees soft, tailbone anchored. Breathe out. Draw the hands back to the chest. Breathe in. Pull apart. My elbow is back. Breathing out. If the breath is too long, just breathe naturally. Very good for the stomach and the spleen. These 2 organs are often associated with change and transition. So think about how, you get a nervous tummy, something's new, you're not sure, troubles ahead. Home of digestion. How are you digesting your life? Middle earth. One more either side. Come down one more time. Breathe in and come up. These organs are associated, someone just had a wipeout on a bike, with obsession, over worry, and anxiety when out of balance. Release down. Being calm, peaceful when they're in balance. We'll regulate 3 times. You can't see it, but there, in front of me, there is a whole world going on. It's a bit of a circus this morning, Sunday. Good to stay focused. Keep that inner smile. The more you practice it, the more you'll find to smile about. Release. Next form, wise owl turns. You're going to draw your hands in front. They're nice and low, palms are out. For this one, you're going to be pulling your thumbs back. Your lung meridian runs through the thumbs. So when we pull this back, it really helps to open up through the lung channel. Start at center. We're breathing in. You're going to pull your hands back. Look over your shoulder. Breathe out. Everything softens. Come back to center. Hold that. The hungry ant. Breathe in. Look over your shoulder. Hydrating and lubricating the spine. This helps us to form deep connective roots, able to draw on nourishment and sustenance. Go deep. Stay agile rather than becoming brittle in times of trouble. Building resilience and confidence. One more to the other side. Here we let everything soften, open up. Back to center. Let's regulate the chi. How are you feeling? We're halfway through the practice. Maybe like me, you can already feel a shift in your energy for the better. And release. For the next form, we're going to step out into Ma Bu again. If that is too difficult for you, you just want to remember to keep your head, neck, and back in alignment. You'll have your hands on your hips. And all you're going to do for this form is lean forward and circle in very lightly and come up. So you're going to follow the same principle with the body, but you're only going to come down a little bit. We'd never strain or stress the body. For anyone who wants a little bit more challenge, you're going to lean into your right leg again, and we're going to step out into Ma Bu or horse stance. Feet straight out in front of you, tailbone anchored. You're going to draw your hands onto your thighs. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, I'm going to mirror you. You're going to turn and look over your left shoulder. Then we're going to lean the torso, legs stay strong, and you're going to sweep through center. Breathe in and come back up the other side. Breathing out, sweep through. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out, take that little pause as you come back up through center. Or rather, as you come up to the other side, really adjust, make sure you're in alignment before you sweep through again. This form is called bending over to wag the tail of the dog. Very good for the heart. If you have excessive heat, it'll be tempered by the kidneys. And if the water in your body is running a bit cool, you can warm it up with the heat of the heart. Very nice for balancing the yin-yang polarity. Last round. Coming up to the other side. Breathe in, head back to center. And then inching, heel, toe, back to Wuji, release. And we'll regulate 3 times. Breathing in. When you breathe deeply, you're taking in all of this amazing life force around you. It's a support for your whole being. Next form is called bending over, touching toes. We're going to breathe in and raise your hands all the way up overhead. Follow them with your eyes. Draw them down, all the way down through center, through this central palace area, the pillar of light. Touch down on the belly below the navel. We're going to draw the hands across to the back. They'll be sitting on the kidney region of your back. And then we're going to chin to chest, soften through the knees, fold all the way over, nice and soft. Hands run down the back of the legs along the bladder channel. Breathing in, we're going to take the hands all the way up the inside of the legs, the kidney channel, all the way up to the bottom of the ribs, and release down. And we're going to breathe in, come all the way up overhead. Draw this energy down. Remember yang qi from the sky. Your organs are all paired yin and yang. Hands touch down. Around to the back, chin to chest. Soften through the knees, fold all the way over, running the hands down the back of the legs. This is the bladder channel. Up the inside of the legs, up and release. We'll do one more round. See if you can remember as we go. We're going to breathe in and come up. Breathe out, pull down. Kidneys are yin organs. You can't live without your kidneys. Breathe in, yang, the bladder releases, chin to chest, hands down. These organs are associated with the element of water. When water is in balance, we feel courageous, persistent, tenacious. Think of how water always finds its way. Move over and around obstacles. And even though it's soft, it has extreme power. Breathing in. It's also able to take on any shape of vessel you pour it into. We're coming into Mabu one more time. You can also do this form from Wuji if you prefer. If you're stepping out, breathe in, hands across the chest. Step out. Find yourself in position, feet straight out in front, tailbone anchored. Hands are going to turn over, out, draw down. Halfway, you're going to turn them over. Pull in, elbows close, and we're making fists. You want to be looking into the distance. This is called punching with an angry gaze. We breathe in and punch out. Turn the wrist, pull in to breathe in, punch out. I like to add the sound ha to this, so This form is particularly beneficial for the liver. Liver is often associated with anger, frustration. It's paired with the gallbladder, bitterness. When we feel kind and caring, lots of nice, easy growth, hands open, liver in balance. You're going to come back in one last time. We have one form to go, guys. Breathing in, release down. Regulate the chi. Just remember when you're doing this, it's like a way of helping yourself. You know, going that extra step for yourself. Settle things in. For our final form, you're going to draw your feet back to where we started. This is known as bamboo tree, the gentleman of the plants, of the trees. Now this is going to be interesting for me because this is very unbalanced, but we'll give it a go. You're going to breathe in and come all the way up onto your tiptoes, and then you're going to drop down, shaking the back. Breathing in, coming up, and release. Running, walking, all of these tiny little, jarring movements are really good for your bones. We're doing 7. Good for balance. Whoop. Ankles. Feet. And we're right on the master point for the kidneys as we come up on to the toes. I believe we have one more to do. Okay, we're going to step out to the left one more time. When you have finished your practice, your chi field is quite open. Your energy is very expanded. So what we wish to do, first we'll regulate 3 times. Gather it in. You know, this earth is our home. It offers everything that we need to be alive. And without the energy of heaven, nothing would be here. So these 2 forces, yin and yang, are absolutely vital within and without. We're going to draw down the heavens 3 more times. So breathing in, gather yourself to yourself. And draw down. Fill yourself up with what you need before you head off to bed. You're going out tonight. Or if it's for our friends here in the Southern Hemisphere, you're starting your day. When you start your day with good energy and a release of the old, I really believe this is what creates miracles because we're awake and alert to them. Bring your hands one over the other on the lower dantian. The left side of your body, yin. The right side, yang. We're going to reach out the left hand. This is how we receive. Left is for receiving. Be open to receiving today, tonight, wherever you are, whatever you need. And when we're full, because we've received, then we can reach out the right hand, and we really have something of value to give without emptying or depleting ourselves. And then we're going to take one final gather overhead. Hands come together, gathering all this incredible energy. Gosh, the dolphins, everything in the ocean, the sky, wherever you are, I'm sending you this loving energy. Draw it down past yin tang, third eye, all the way into your heart. And then we're going to dip this down deep into the reservoir of our essence, the lower dantian, back up to the heart. And I'm sending you all so much love out into this world. If we can just embody a little bit more loving kindness, this is what comes back to us. As within, so without. If you want life to change, it starts with you. Hands out. Draw the feet back together. Left hand comes palm open. Yin, the nighttime, the moon, the mystery, darkness. Right hand makes a fist. Yang, the sun, the sky, action, warmth, fire, and brightness. Bring these two together. This is the great Tai Chi, the yin, yang, the two polarities in balance. Thank you so much for taking time to share Qi with me in your day or your night. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that you're feeling better after this practice. And if I can do the IT, which is questionable, I will post this as a video for you. Have an amazing day.